It's one of the must not do ever in your life here in Japan.
Foreigners are not nice to each other.
And I feel like that's a big problem, especially for some people who are involved with the military.
This is Shohei, aka Let's Go Okinawa! This is actually the part 2 of the first video, so please check it out first. This video mainly talks about the critical advice that all the entrepreneurs can give you. So please check it out.
Have all your business been always successful?
No.
No.
A lot of businesses have not been successful. I used to do a veggie box where I put vegetables in a box and I tried to sell them to the military Americans here because they just got here. They don't know like what goya is. They don't know what chomeso is, right?
Oh.
So I put it in a box and I make a flyer and like explain and put recipe cards in it and be like, this is, you have the vegetable, here's the recipe. Now you can eat it like an Okinawan at home. And I thought this was my ikigai. Like I thought I loved it because it's like perfectly what I like food, teaching people longevity, helping them get healthier. And it was terrible. It was so miserable. It was so bad. So I figured it out. Like business-wise, I got the logistics figured out, which is very hard to do in Okinawa. I figured out the farmer to bring the vegetables, a person to put the vegetables in a box, and then I would make the flyer, bring the flyer, and then I'd have someone deliver. Delivering is a hard part in Okinawa. I had someone deliver each box to Americans, not Japanese, so you need to know English. And I figured it all out, and even then, it was not profitable. It was very hard. So that's what I tell people sometimes is that if you hate something, like you thought you loved it, but you ended up really hating it, just stop. Like I thought it was my ikigai, but it wasn't that. And then in these stories, I've done many different little businesses, but these are the big ones that did not go well. So the veggie box was a big one, did not go well. And then I got a restaurant in American Village. I bought a restaurant, and it was not good. It was kind of a scam, actually, in a sense. I was scammed by the seller. But me and my different business partner built that restaurant up really well. Like we did a really good job, but it took up all my time, like morning to night, every single day, Saturday and Sunday. So it was a great learning experience. We succeeded, but even then, because it was kind of a scam, I lost money. That was a great learning experience to run a restaurant in American Village, but it didn't go well. So again, we were given the option of the person who sold us the restaurant died. He died suddenly, and when everything was coming to light, they told us, like, we will make it so you actually have a profit, you know, take away the scam, in a sense. You want to continue. So the thought of, hey, we can continue and make money now. But I just thought, like, this is so tough. And even if I make money, I don't want it. So that's the things I was realizing, like, these businesses weren't failures because I was losing a ton of money. But they could have been good if I wanted to keep up with them. If I had the motivation to keep doing them, I could have grown them and made them bigger. But they weren't my ikigai, so I stopped them. Because what's more important, money or doing what you love? Doing what you love. Because I don't want to make money and be depressed. And now finally all that's over, and I'm doing what I love, and I'm happy, more relaxed. Still super busy, like super incredibly busy, but I like what I do now, which is products and teaching Okinawa longevity, talking to you, you know, interviews and stuff. Yeah.
Unige sabira! Do you have any piece of advice you can give to the audience?
Yeah, so for international people, I spoke with a lot of people that find it hard to make friends in Okinawa. And I feel like that's a big problem, especially for some people who are involved with the military, because kind of like they have their kind of like environment where they hang out in and they hang out with military friends and all that. But I would say Okinawans are very open to, like they're very curious and interested, especially if they see that you're respectful and that you're somehow interested in their culture. And if you're willing to give, even just with the language barrier, it's real. But you can still make an effort just to say hi or to maybe just learn some Japanese words and make friends. But I'm meeting some awesome people here, Okinawans, Japanese, they speak both English and Japanese, so it's kind of really easy to communicate with them. And what I want to say, just get out there, talk with people, there's a lot of events where, like language exchange events, where you can meet really cool people. And other kind of events, we are also organizing stuff for business people and other people that are interested in mingling with the international Okinawan and Japanese. They're interested in mingling with the international community here.
So any message lastly you want to leave, especially for those who want to come to Okinawa to do business?
I hope I'll be able to build something like an ecosystem to really support digital nomads or people that want to move to Okinawa and make it like make a stable base out of it. Otherwise, what I'll say is that don't freak out. So Okinawa currently doesn't have an ecosystem where you come and you're like, hey, I want to move here, I want to open a business here, and that's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. What I recommend you do, just come here for a few weeks, a few months, whatever you can afford, and try to leave the island to see what you feel and how you feel about it, and if this is a place that is suitable for you, and then start, once you have felt that, whether you want to move here or not, start looking for help. I'm sure there will be people like myself that will be willing to help out.
Do you have any message for somebody who wants to come to Okinawa to do probably business especially?
First, I have to thank all people in Okinawa. So, it's a really, really good time in Okinawa. And I have to say, it's really crystal clear ocean in Okinawa. Right. Everybody have to come here to have a chill time in Okinawa.
Do you have any piece of advice or message for those who want to do some business in Okinawa?
Yeah, yes and no, I suppose. Language goes a long way. Having a basic foundation of Japanese language cannot be understated. And along with that becomes you pick up the cultural traits to how to get along. Even if it's just the basic things like aisatsu, how to do a proper greeting, and how to show your appreciation for someone who's gone out of their way to help you. To start up a business, you got to look professional, right? You've got to have an office. Some of your clients might not have a lot of confidence in you if you're not driving a nice car, for example. You've got to dress appropriately. You've got to have all the mannerisms, and that's why I say that learning Japanese will take you so far. You've got to have a bank account, and as anyone who's ever tried to make it out here will understand that making a bank account and getting a guarantor to rent out your office, or getting a loan to whether it's to buy a car or to whatever you need to do to fund your business. It's always an uphill battle, and these hurdles can be overcome by having the language and the culture to back you up. Yeah, life for an entrepreneur over here is tough, but I suppose it's never easy. If I was back home, there'd be other different challenges. That's the path that we chose. We choose to be entrepreneurs because we don't want to be making someone else rich. I've spent more than 10 years of my life in Japan working for the man, being an employee, a sarariman, kaishain, and it never felt good to me because you're not working any closer to fulfilling your own dreams. Besides, saving that money, but you miss out on your kids' birthdays and graduations and all these important events that you're not allowed to attend because you're on someone else's clock, right? As an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, you take control of your life, but the downside is obviously the financial instability. You've really got to hustle to get by. For me, it was a pretty easy choice. Like I said, I had that taste of it in Tokyo, and we had a lot of successes in the beginning. At the end, we got into a really bad contract deal, and it drove us broke, bankruptcy. I've been bankrupt 3 times. I've got into some bad deals, some bad partnerships. I co-signed someone's loan, right? It's one of the must not do ever in your life here in Japan, because the Japanese banks will come after you with everything you got when your partner skips town, which is what happened in my case. And thankfully, I was able to pull through it. And I paid off this guy's debt. It broke me as well, but I lived to fight another day. And I want to say that I've somewhat bounced back. Right now, I built a house 10 years ago, bought some land, and obviously that's 35-year loan, which I'm only a third of the way through. But I'm making the repayments, and I have a wonderful life right now. My Ryukyu World office, Godo Gaisha company, is still active. consulting to hotels and resorts. Thankfully, a lot of that is now residual, and I have some investments that sustain my lifestyle while I volunteer all of my time and energy to saving the ocean over here. So I'm very blessed and thankful for the experiences that I've had, good and bad. People that have supported me, for 25 years. I'm so grateful. And I think that might be another factor in being able to make it over here is that sense of gratitude, because people generally are nice, right? They do want to help. But if you have a poor way of expressing that, that's going to dry up very quickly. And so having those relationships that will sustain you, through the good times and the bad times, I think is a good piece of advice for anyone wanting to start a business over here.
Do you have any message for those who want to do their own business in Okinawa, Japan?
I think the hardest part is the lack of support with foreigners, which is actually another issue we could discuss. Is like Japanese people aren't that bad. People are like, oh, Japanese people are gonna be mean to you. No, it's actually other foreigners are so mean, like so mean. Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories about other businesses in Okinawa. The foreigner businesses owners, they fight all the time. It's so bad. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah. So we're talking about business in Japan. Foreigners are not nice to each other for some reason. It's really weird.
Wow.
Some people are nice, right? Like some people are nice, but in general, it's just everyone has complex. Maybe I don't know. They want to bring each other down. They think it's like competition. I don't know. It's very, very strange. But I would suggest doing what you love. Don't do what you don't love. Don't do things for just money. At first, of course, if you need money, I did things I didn't want to do, like translation work, but I did it to pay rent. But in the end, try to do what you do love. Don't do what you hate. And just, it sounds cheesy, but seriously, just be nice. Like support people. Everyone's going through something. Everyone has troubles. Just support each other, be nice, and don't give up. Those who win are the ones that don't give up in business.
ウニゲーサビラ
So where would you want to bring your business to in the next few years?
So like the plan, like the next 5 years, is to make a lot more products. I want to focus more on teaching people about longevity because that is my ikigai. Expand on social media, and then also provide consulting or coaching for people who want to learn more about how to live like a longevity Okinawan, or how to find their ikigai, or even for some people, it'd be a very small group, but how to do business in Japan. So I'm not going to give up. Very excited. I will be here for at least another 5 years. 7 actually. I have a loan. I have a loan from a Japanese bank, which a lot of people even commented on my social media. You can't get a loan because you're a foreigner, and Japan hates foreigners. And I'm just like, I don't reply, but I do have a loan, which is it's a big deal in Japan, in Okinawa, for a foreigner to have a loan.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I just ignore those people. Trusted by a bank, but not other foreigners.
Why do you like Okinawa, Japan?
People are kinder, a lot kinder, especially in business. The kindness, the atmosphere, the ocean, the culture. Another thing that motivates me is seeing all these products and these cultural aspects and the language just dying. Like every year, like kokuto, dark brown sugar, what I sell, and awamori, Okinawan alcohol. The sales are going down incredibly every single year. People don't want our stuff anymore. It's not good. We're gonna go out of business. But if you market it correctly, which I'm trying to do, it's actually great stuff. People love it. Americans love dark brown sugar. The dark brown sugar kokuto that I sell sells really well because it's good stuff. Just Okinawans don't have the American perspective that I have, so they don't know that if they could just put in correct English and market it, it will sell. I even told them to do it. Before I started my company, I was like, you should do this. They didn't listen to me. So that's another reason I made my company, is because they are nervous, they don't know English, they don't want to. Some people just don't want to, so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's because the products are good, and people need to know about them.
Right.
So, and it's a shame, because the alcohol, the sugar, the teas, just everything is so good. I wouldn't be doing this if the products weren't good. Like that's faking. That's lying. Like if Okinawan products were like, oh, this is okay, like whatever, I wouldn't do this. But they are actually really good. Like this food we're eating is super good. Right? It's never, nothing is ever bad. Italian food is not so great here, I think. But the Okinawans are good at doing Okinawan stuff. So that's motivation.
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。